great Thursday afternoon, everyone. As always, we have the day's latest stories for you, so do stick around in the next hour. I'm Denise Tan.
At your service, Lord De Vera, yours truly, looking forward to the so-called golden age of transparency. Kaya pala, marami ring excited apparently because gold is 6,070 pesos per gram approximately. Ika nga, not all that glitters is gold, may kasabihan. Yung ibang gold, may kontratista ng kumita dyan, and I'm sure walang sangkot na inosenteng senador at congressman. Alamin ang nag-iisang golden rule sa life. You must watch Afternoon Delight.
Mahal na pala ng gold ngayon, 6,070
Magkano ba dati?
na.
24K yun.
At,
Yung
okay.
18K daw ang mga nasa 4 yata.
Hindi, yung last na chinek ko na 5, 6 na. Pero kasi, yung last na talagang legit na nag-check ako ng mga gold, nasa 2.8 lang. That was 2020. O 2019 ata. Grabe ang taas, no? Ang bilis ng pagtaas.
Bakit kaya?
Ha?
Mag-Saudi gold ka na lang.
Oo nga makapag-invest nga, Kung ganun pala kabilis ang pagtataas.
Yun nga daw talaga, doon daw dapat talaga
Oo.
mag-invest. Alam mo yung kasabihan nga, di ba? Yung golden rule. Ano yung golden rule?
Ano?
Golden rule.
Oh, watch Afternoon Delight. Yung sabi
May
mo
isa pa.
kanina. Ano?
Di ba? Do not do unto others. Pero may totoong golden rule talaga.
Ano?
He who has the gold makes the rules.
Totoo rin naman. Okay.
Pero kung puro gold ka naman nun,
Oh.
baka masilaw na yung tao sa'yo.
Hindi mo naman susuotin sabay-sabay. Siyempre. Kaya ano mo lang siya, investment, itatago mo, you put it in your safe. Para
Benta mo.
pag nagkaipitan, meron kang pwedeng pagkunan right away.
Napaka-modern ng iyong method, Denise Tan. Bagong-bago talaga.
Uy, bakit? Totoo yun. Hindi mo na kailangan pumila ng bangko. Pag talagang pag nagkaipitan na talaga.
I'm sure.
Oh.
In a nuclear holocaust or zombie holocaust, na I'm sure andyan pa rin yung mga traders, mga gold traders,
Mga gold
para
traders.
iligtas tayong lahat. Pag uhaw ka na talaga, wala ka na talaga makakain.
Oh.
Kaagatin mo yung gold.
Uy,
Ano technique sa ganon?
masyadong Paano?
Para malaman daw kung totoong ginto.
Ay, hindi ko alam. Alam ko lang yung lambot.
Yun nga, di ba? Pag hindi raw ganun katigas, totoong gold yun. Ganun ba?
Hindi, pero meron mga 14K Di ba yun yung mga sobrang tigas?
Pwede ka na palang mag-alahera.
Ay, nako, makabisita nga sa anyway. Okay, sige, madami tayong pag-uusapan today.
Speaking of gold,
Oh. On to the news. President Bongbong Marcos has signed a bill postponing the December 2025 barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections to November 2026. Republic Act number 12232 mandates the subsequent elections will be held every 4 years, with elected officials serving 4-year terms. Incumbent barangay and SK officials will remain in office until their successors are elected, unless removed or suspended. COMELEC is tasked to issue implementing rules within 90 days. Marcos cited the need to prioritize the historic bar and parliamentary elections in October as a key reason for the postponement.
okay, from barangay we now go to the Senate, where Senator Robin Hood Padilla wants the minimum age of criminal liability to be lowered from the current 15 to 10 years old. Some lawmakers have thrown their support behind the measure, but returning Senator Kiko Pangilinan warns against disinformation in the understanding of the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act. And here is the story.
Ay karanasan ko.
In his privilege speech on Wednesday, Senator Robin Padilla enumerated a number of recent crimes involving minors. He believes it is high time to amend Republic Act 9344 or the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act of 2006. Under his Senate Bill number 372, the minimum age to be considered a juvenile offender would be lowered from the current 15 years old to 10 years old, but only for those who commit heinous crimes such as parricide, murder, rape, kidnapping with murder or rape, robbery with homicide or rape, destructive arson, and serious drug-related offenses.
Hindi po ito para sa karaniwang paglabag, kung saan ang iiral pa rin ay ang kasalukuyang probisyon ng batas hinggil sa mga magkakasala na edad 15 hanggang 18 years old. Kung ito'y mahirap pag-usapan, mas mahirap pong pakinggan ang iyak ng mga biktima at pamilya na hanggang ngayon ay humihingi ng hustisya.
The proposal has gained support from several senators.
Ang daming beses na po ng mga insidente na yung mga minor de edad ang lalakas ng loob, gumawa ng krimen dahil alam nila wala silang pananagutan at sasalbahin ng batas.
Kahit anong gawin namin checkpoint doon sa border ng Cotabato at ng Davao City, walang mangyayari. Dahil, alam mong ginagawa, meron silang bata na ginagamit. Ang bata, pinapasundo doon sa labas ng boundary, binigay yung cake, cake. Sa loob ng cake, nandun ang shabu.
Senator Kiko Pangilinan, one of the principal authors and co-sponsors of the amended version of the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act in 2013, defended the law against what he called disinformation.
Hindi ito naaayon sa batas na walang pananagutan ang kabataan na nagkakasala. Hindi rin tama na ang nagkasala sa batas na menor de edad ay dapat pakawalan. Hindi rin tama na kapag ikaw ay below 15 at up to 9 years old at ikaw ay nagkasala, ay dapat kang pakawalan.
Pangilinan stressed that authorities should focus on going after syndicates exploiting minors from criminal activities. The measure is said to be referred to the Senate Committee on Justice and Human Rights for further scrutiny. Reporting for News 5, Mean Los Baños, we are One News.
And still at the Senate is an ongoing inquiry into online gambling. And telling us more about it is mobile journalist Merimon Reyes. Merimon, so far, okay, what's the louder sentiment there? Ban altogether or strictly regulate online gambling?
Good afternoon. So far, medyo tumitimbang ngayon yung pangangailangan ng a whole-of-body approach pagdating dito sa online gambling. Kasi even mula pa lang doon sa opening speeches nila Senator Erwin Tulfo, Senator Migs Zubiri, Senator Dante Marcoleta, Senator Joey Villanueva, Alan Peter Cayetano, Senator Risa Ontiveros, and Pia Cayetano, pare-pareho yung sentimiento nila na mabigat na raw yung negative impact nito, hindi lang pagdating dito pagdating daw doon sa bulsa ng mga mamamayan. Ang sinabi pa nga ni Senator Migs Zubiri sa previous speech niya noong July is shame on you, operators of online casinos or online gambling. Kaya naman ngayon, nakita natin so far ang pinaka-development dito sa loob nitong mga lumipas na oras ay ipinag-utos na ng Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas na within 48 hours, lahat ng e-wallet ay dapat i-unlink na at tanggalin yung mga icon leading to online gaming or online gambling platforms. At ang nasabi rin naman kasi dito, kaya raw 48 hours paliwanag ng BSP ay dahil para raw mabigyan ng oras itong mga e-wallet na maayos nila, ma-configure nila yung kanilang mga plataforma at mabigyan daw ng oras din itong mga manlalaro na kunin na yung supposed na payouts nila mula sa kanilang paglalaro. Yun nga lang, maraming mga question dito, sina Senator Risa Ontiveros, sina Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, bakit daw 48 hours pa ibibigay kung pwede naman daw sana as soon as possible? Kasi nakita rin dito na may problema rin na yung tumataas din yung bilang ng mga illegal, yung hindi mga lisensyadong gaming operators. Kaya medyo mabigat daw yung problema dito. Pero pinaliwanag din kanina ng PagCorp na doon ang naging estimate nila nung 2021, around 6 billion yung revenue nila. Pero ang tansya nila ngayon 2025 ay aabot ng 60 billion pesos ang magiging revenue mula dito sa lahat ng paglalaro. Pero ang nilinaw din nila, pagkatapos daw tanggalin yung 30% na license fees, pati yung 5% na franchise tax dito sa mga operator, 50% nitong magiging kita ay i-remit na raw sa pamahalaan para nga daw doon sa sinasabi nilang contribution to nation building. At ang nasabi rin dito is meron pa nga raw sila na binibigay. Ang pinaliwanag din dito ni PagCorp Chair and CEO Alejandro Tenco, binibigay niya raw siya personally, nire-remit niya raw sa Philippine Sports Commission itong sinasabi na around 215 to 220 million per month mula doon sa revenue na yon. Pero sinabi ng Senator Pia Cayetano, hindi raw natatanggap ng PSC ito. So marami-rami pang kailangan plansyahin sa mga susunod na oras. Hindi pa natin naririnig yung panig naman ng mga manlalaro na around dalawa, parang ang base doon sa resource person sa listahan na nakita natin, nasa 5 tao pa yung mga manlalaro na magbibigay rin kanilang pagpapaliwanag. Balik sa iyo.
Merimon, sige, go.
Merimon, gusto ko lang no, kasi naabutan ko yun nung nag-uusap si Senator Pia Cayetano, pati na rin si Chair Tenco, medyo nagkakainitan, pero pakikwento sa amin yung salita ni Senator Marcoleta, because parang meron siyang sinasabi na may ipinangako daw 3 years ago, hindi pa rin natutupad. Ang sabi daw ni Chair Tenco, it will take effect in 2 weeks. Pero 3 taon na nakakaraan, wala pa rin.
Oo, Denise, kasama kasi dyan sa pinag-uusapan kanina is yung sinasabing know your customer na approach nitong mga plataforma. Ang nasabi, pinaliwanag dyan ng PAGCOR, ito yung ginawa nila ngayong bagong proseso para lang ma-verify yung mga maglalaro. So meron daw ipapadala na ID, magsisend ka ron ng picture mo, pero na-bring up na parang hindi pa rin ito epektibo. Even si Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, kani-kanina lamang nagpresenta siya ng video kung saan yung kanyang staff, nilinaw niya, staff niya, sinubukang gumawa ng account dito sa 2 online gambling platform at walang kinailangan ng ipasang ID, wala ang verification na pinagdaanan o yung Know Your Customer, KYC. Pero ang sinabi naman ng PAGCOR, yung 2 raw na yun ay hindi raw lisensyado, kumbaga illegal na operator ito ng gambling. At ang nasabi rin kanina ni Senator Marcoleta, parang hindi raw sapat yata na yung sa plataforma ilalaan yung pinakaregulasyon. Kailangan yung regulatory bodies daw mismo ang gumawa ng aksyon. Dahil isa rin sa inaabangan nila, bakit daw hanggang dito pa lang? Ang nasabi ng PAGCOR, hanggat wala pa raw yung executive order, wala pa raw yung pinakabatas, so far ito muna yung nakikita nilang paraan para ma-regulate in the meantime. Sabi si Senator Marcoleta, okay naman daw, pero hindi raw ito sapat long term.
Interesting, may 5 pa kamo na mga, kumbaga, mga titistigo ba o magkikwento ng kanilang mga karanasan? Tama ba yung narinig ko kanina, Merimon?
Tama, part ng resource persons na nag-confirm dito ay mga manlalaro or bettors mismo. So far, hindi pa natin sila naririnig na magpapahayag, pero ilan sa gusto rin kasing malaman dito nitong chairpersons plus ng members ng Senate Committee on Games and Amusement is gaano nga ba ka-addicting? Ang sabi nga ni Senator Joe Villanueva, growing nakalaban, epidemya nga raw itong addiction to online gambling. So, yun yung aabangan natin mula sa mga ito. And based din doon sa nakita natin is meron ding resource persons na tila kamag-anak ng menor de edad na naglalaro dito sa online gambling platform. So, aabangan natin yan.
Oy, isang senador dyan, pamilya niya, although hindi online, may casino yung pamilya. Anyway, Merimon, may representatives din ba dyan noong mga digital wallet platforms at yung mga legal, quote-unquote, na mga online gaming companies?
So far, nakita natin sa listahan, DICT, PNP, itong ang PAGCOR, ang SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, nandito rin. Department of Finance, nandito rin. Pero pagdating dun sa mga e-wallet na companies, so far, wala pa. So titignan natin kung by the end of the first hearing nitong komite, kung madadagdagan ang resource person sa sunod nilang pagdinig o kaya naman sa isasagawang technical working group.
Merimon, saan naman napunta yung usapan? Kanina may nag-bring up na on those gaming platforms, parang nagkakaroon also ng link or mga pop-ups to those illegal loan apps, parang ganon, loaning websites.
Oo, Denise, na-bring up yan ni Senator Mig Zubiri at kinall out niya raw baka maaari ring i-touch ng BSP itong problema sa mga loaning platforms or apps kasi pag nakita raw parang sa algorithm ng mga manlalaro dun sa online gaming or gambling platform, pag natalo may malalabas daw na pop-up ad na pwede raw humiram o umutang ng pera sa mga ito. So, nagkakaroon pa rin daw ng paghihikayat doon sa paglalaro na kahit wala na raw, butas na raw yung bulsa, merong alternative na mapagkukuhanan ng pera. Pero ang sabi ng BSP dyan, so far hindi nila ito sakop. Pero titignan nila kung paano, lalo na nitong ng committee, kung paano nga matatapik din even itong mga lending applications. Kasi iba rin dyan, parang hindi na siya bangko may iba-iba na talaga yung mga lending platforms or mga loan sharks na lumalabas. Kaya yung cycle or yung addiction daw dito sa online gambling nagpapatuloy.
Hindi lang naman mga pop-ups yung mga nag-aalok ng pahiram ng pera Diba? Nakakatanggap pa rin tayo sa ibang mga paraan. Yung sinubukan nilang na i-regulate na ipa-register ang SIM para matigil na yung mga scammer na yan. Diba? Mukhang effective naman. Tama ba, Merimon?
So far naman, pero titingnan pa rin natin yung long term.
Pero hindi. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin, nakakarating.
Oo.
Kahit Viber, may mga ganyan eh.
Yes.
Pero, ang point dito ay, malaki ang kinalaman din dito ng DICT kung paano of course kasi, the wild world of the World Wide Web ay napakahirap talaga i-regulate. Kung may ipapasarado mo yung isa, may lalabas naman na isa. Pero ang galing ng timing ng mga online na yun, pop-up ads, di ba?
Alam na nila yung galaw ng mga gamers. Oo.
Pati nga yung isabong may nakakalusot pa rin daw. Of course, wag na tayong tuloy pa rin yan, pero yung online na platform for isabong, nanininja pa rin. Pa talaga. Pag may gusto, may paraan. Pag may contractor,
Tutuloy mo ba?
oo, walang kaibigang congressman.
Okay. May tanong ka pa kay Merimon?
Merimon, si Senator Risa Ontiveros ba, hindi magsasalita? Kasi may isang info daw na yung mga pogo na pinatigil noon, sila rin mga tao sa likod nitong posible daw, posible, sa ilang mga operations na yung iba ay legal.
Oo, yan din ang sinabi ni Senator Mig Zubiri na baka yung iba raw napunta na nga dito. So, malawak-lawak pa yung kailangang atakihin pagdating dito. Pero so far pa rin lumalabas, whole of the nation approach ang kakailanganin. Wala pang malinaw kung mauuwi to sa banning or sa regulation. Pero kung si Senator Erwin Tulfo nga raw ang tatanungin, plus Senator Marcoleta, total ban na raw ang kailangan dito. Pero hindi sapat sa ngayon na itong 48 hours para sa mga e-wallets kasi regulation daw talaga sa kabuuan nitong industriya ang kakailanganin.
Shame on you. Anong sabi ni Mig Zubiri? Mahiya naman kayo. Parami ng parami ang tinatamaan niya. Thank you for your report. Ang ating mobile journal, Merimon Reyes. Thank you, Merimon.
Now, over at the House of Representatives, deliberations for next year's national budget will begin earlier than expected. How foolproof is the 2026 coffers from controversial insertions that supposedly took place at the 2025 BICAM? Here's a report.
The ball is now in Congress's court after the Department of Budget and Management formally handed over the 6.793 trillion pesos 2026 National Expenditure Program. The Department of Education will once again get the largest share at 928.5 billion pesos. Next is the Department of Public Works and Highways, despite being mired in controversy over allegedly failed flood control projects, followed by the Department of Health. According to the DBM, 274.9 billion pesos is allocated for flood control projects in 2026, 272.2 billion pesos for the DPWH, and 2.593 billion pesos for the MMDA. PhilHealth, which received zero subsidy this year, will get 53.3 billion pesos next year under the DOH budget. However, the Ayuda sa Kapos ang Kita program or AKAP will get zero funding for 2026, despite House Speaker Martin Romualdez's strong push for it last year.
Wala po yung AKAP sa budget ng DSWD for next year. May natitira pa pong pondo for 2025 and like I mentioned a while ago, we receive a total of 10 trillion pesos na proposal from agencies. And given our limited fiscal space, hindi pa po muna natin siya sinama.
House Speaker Romualdez has yet to issue a statement on AKAP's exclusion, but assured that every peso will count.
Kapag malinaw ang proseso, malinaw din ang tiwala. In the coming weeks, we will review every page of the net expenditure program guided by one question. Makakabuti ba ito sa ating mga kababayan? If yes, we will support it.
Meanwhile, the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program or 4Ps will receive 113 billion pesos. Confidential and intelligent funds for 2026 will be reduced to 10.77 billion pesos from 12.1 billion pesos this year. The Office of the President will still get the biggest chunk at 4.5 billion pesos, while the Office of the Vice President will remain without confidential funds.
In related news, the House Committee on Appropriations held its organizational meeting today. And for details of mobile journalist Amy Atienza. Amy, anong napag-usapan dyan sa meeting na yan?
Yes, good afternoon, Lord Denise. Nagkaroon nga ng organizational meeting dito sa House of Representatives kasama ang House Appropriations Committee sa pangunguna nga ni Representative Mika Suwansing. At kanina napag-usapan na mas maaga nga magsisimula itong budget hearings patungkol nga dito sa na-turnover din na 6.7 trillion budget. So kanina na ipakita na by August 18, magsa-start na sila. Though ito, inapprove ito ng House pero kailangan pa rin daw kasi ng formal invitations dun sa mga respective agencies na makakausap nga ng House of Representatives. No? So tuloy-tuloy yan at araw-araw daw kahit daw walang plenary session ay magkikita-kita ang Committee on Appropriations para nga mapag-usapan itong budget. At magtatagal yan hanggang September 10. So dito naman sa kabilang banda, no, napag-usapan din sa Committee on Appropriations, naalisin na nga yung small committee at magkakaroon ng Budgets Amendment Review Subcommittee. So ang kinaibahan nitong dalawa, no, pag small committee kasi malalaman natin na before ng third and final reading, tsaka pa lang nag-i-intervene itong small committee. Pero itong subcommittee naman, maisasama daw sila sa proseso ng diskusyon ng budget lalo na sa 2026. At yun nga, patuloy pa rin namang sinasabi dito sa House of Representatives. So magiging open sila sa publiko, may isasama nila ang people's organizations, pati na rin mga civil society organizations para nga sa budget hearing. At doon daw ay may ilalaan silang isang araw para dun sa mga organizations na ito para nga makapagtanong sila ng mga questions at para malinaw nga at makapagbigay rin ng mga mungkahi nila. Lord Denise?
Amy, wala bang dapat managot doon sa kung may kinalaman yung small committee, no? O hindi natin sinasabi, kung posible na may kinalaman sila sa insertion sa nangyayari noon kasi tama ba, 4 na tao lang ang bahagi noon. Wala bang kailangan managot? Kasi hindi naman pwedeng, okay, we do better this time. Yung nangyaring
Kalimutan na lang.
Ganun-ganun lang. Dapat, di ba, may wala bang usapan na may dapat managot sa nangyaring mga insertions na yun?
Kung babalikan natin, no, Lord, yung nangyari nga sa small committee, wala kasing napapag-usapan dito sa House of Representatives kung ano nga ba yung magiging action towards that. Dahil nga ang focus nila, sabi nila kaya din nagkaroon ng ganitong organizational meeting ay para mas maging maayos na sa 20th Congress yung magiging sitwasyon. And most likely, siguro hindi na rin yun mababalikan, no, which is very unfortunate. Pero yun nga, para nga lang din mabigyan ng light dun sa situation, no, ay talagang mas magiging open and transparent na nga sila sa public.
Alright, maraming salamat ang ating mobile journal, Amy Atienza. Time out muna, marami ang kwento sa inyo. Magbabalik po ang Afternoon Delight. This is Afternoon Delight on One News. Lord Vera here.
Ako naman po si Denise Tan. Magandang hapon po muli.
Right on to the news, more encounters off Bajo de Masinloc or Scarborough Shoal after the collision of two Chinese vessels there on August 11. At sea, Beijing forces tried to shoo away two American ships while in the air. Their target was a Philippine Coast Guard plane. And here's what happened yesterday, as narrated by News 5's Gio Robles.
On board Philippine Coast Guard Cessna Caravan aircraft, News 5 joined the PCG's aerial patrol to Bajo de Masinloc. It just took less than a half hour and we're right there, 1,000 feet above the vast West Philippine Sea. PCG's mission is to look for the Chinese Coast Guard vessel that got wrecked after it slammed its sister ship from the People's Liberation Army. Of course, the PCG also wanted to see the current situation of Scarborough Shoal after Monday's incident. At past 8 a.m., we found USS Cincinnati and USS Higgins destroyer 30 nautical miles from Scarborough Shoal. These are American warships. Even at a distance, we could hear how Chinese Navy 568 tried to get them to leave the area. In so many words, Beijing's PLA said they drove the Americans away. PLA Southern Theater Command insisted USS Higgins destroyer entered without China's permission. But PCG said the U.S. ships were actually conducting freedom of navigation operations over what's clearly part of the West Philippine Sea. But China's everywhere in this part of the sea. We saw about a dozen CCG and militia ships freely roaming the area. In a short while, we arrived at Bajo de Masinloc. But suddenly, a Chinese fighter jet appeared. Shenyang J-15 approached the PCG aircraft at around 200 to 500 feet and repeatedly did dangerous maneuvers.
What makes it more dangerous is that gumagalaw kasi siya. Sometimes it transfers to the left side of the aircraft, sometimes it goes above, sometimes it's on the right side of the aircraft, minsan nasa ilalim din. But the mere fact that the jet fighter is doing such drastic maneuvering without following a safe path, I think that made it more dangerous.
At this point, Chinese warship 553 repeatedly blasted radio challenges to our aircraft. For 20 whole minutes, the Chinese kept an eye on us, apparently insisting we should not proceed. Our pilot had to make the difficult decision to turn around and leave Bajo de Masinloc for now.
One thing is clear, no? Every time we conduct an MDA flight over BDM, they're also harassing and endangering the safety of the Coast Guard aircraft. Well, so far this year, this is the first time that we saw jet fighter intercepting a routine MDA flight being conducted by the Philippine Coast Guard.
For this mission, the PCG did not accomplish what it came to Bajo de Masinloc for, locate the damaged CCG vessel from Monday's collision. But Manila's Coast Guard explained it could be the vessel had already been towed for repairs. For News 5, Gio Robles, We Are One News.
Here now is a quick rundown of more stories on One News. The Department of Foreign Affairs says it is aware of the deployment of two U.S. warships near Bajo de Masinloc. This came after a Chinese Navy ship shadowed USS Higgins and USS Cincinnati on Wednesday while operating 30 nautical miles from the shoal. The DFA noted that under the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, foreign ships may exercise freedom of navigation in Philippine maritime zones without prior notice. President Marcos has signed into law the Judiciary Fiscal Autonomy Act. The law reaffirms the constitutional mandate that judicial appropriations cannot be reduced below the previous year's level and must be automatically released after congressional approval. Marcos emphasized the importance of providing the judiciary with stable resources to ensure it functions efficiently and independently.
The President inspected flood mitigation sections 9 and 10 projects in Haro, Iloilo City. He directed the DPWH and LGUs to uphold strict standards and ensure accountability in public infrastructure. Also in Iloilo, Marcos inaugurated the rehabilitated Philippine Fisheries Development Authority and the Fishport Complex, which now features a 390 kilowatt solar power system. And back to Quezon City, DOTR and local officials held a groundbreaking ceremony for the rehabilitation of the so-called of the Kamuning Station. This covers the EDSA busway and the construction of a new direct access pedestrian bridge. The 87 million peso project aims to improve commuter access by providing a footbridge connecting the road to the busway station. Elevators will be also installed at both entry points to help PWDs, senior citizens, pregnant women, and children.
And a jeepney traveling along EDSA in Pasay City drew attention for having a live chicken on its hood, which the driver said has been his lucky charm for 10 years. During a random roadworthiness check conducted by the Metro Manila Traffic Enforcement Authority, the vehicle was ticketed for worn spare tires and broken brake lights. We also give you a quick look at stories from our partners, the Philippine Star and Business World. On the Philippine Star, the Bangko Sentral has ordered e-wallets to remove their links and icons that give users access to online gambling platforms. BSP has also set a deadline for this, which is 48 hours to allow users to withdraw funds from their gambling accounts. On Business World, the headline reads, ADB approves $400 million loan for the Philippines food stamp program. The Asian Development Bank's loan will help the Marcos administration expand its flagship social assistance initiative, Walang Gutom, to reduce involuntary hunger among low-income households. For more details of these stories, you can visit the social media pages of the Philippine Star and Business World. Do check out as well the social media platforms of One News PH for the very latest news.
And this is Afternoon Delight on One News. We just need to pause for another break. And as we do so, we bring you the global headlines from the Associated Press.
This is AP News Minute. President Donald Trump warned of very severe consequences if President Putin does not stop the war against Ukraine after their meeting in Alaska. After consulting EU leaders, Trump promised to prioritize a ceasefire, not specifying the consequences. Trump named George Strait, Sylvester Stallone, Gloria Gaynor, Kiss, and Michael Crawford as Kennedy Center Honors nominees as chairman and will host the event. He plans to fully renovate the Kennedy Center to make it a crown jewel of arts and culture. A boat carrying nearly 100 migrants capsized off the Italian island of Lampedusa, leaving at least 26 dead and about a dozen missing, the Italian Coast Guard and UN said. Authorities were still searching for any remaining survivors. Wildfires are raging across southern Europe, killing at least 3 people in Spain, Turkey, and Albania. Crews are fighting blazes along Greece's third largest city, Patras, fueled by searing heat and strong winds.
And the show you're watching is still Afternoon Delight. And thank you for staying with us.
And we do have our delight of the day right here, ready na. Nakaka-GV. Okay, meron tayong sushi, ano ba tawag dito? Sushi platter. Ayan, pakita natin direct. Parang may maki, ano ba itong mga to?
Lahat may mayonnaise.
Oh, hindi ka ba mahilig sa mayonnaise?
Hindi. Okay ako sa kanya.
May mga kilala kasi ako na talagang hindi ko makain ng mayonnaise.
O baka may allergy sa egg.
Hindi lang nila type.
Ayaw na nila.
Oo.
Baka they were raised on really bad mayonnaise. Anong pinakagusto mo sa ganyan? Sa ganyan, anong inuuna mo?
Gusto ko, pwede ko bang kilatisin muna?
Kilatisin. Ano yung mga iniiwasan mong laman?
Wala naman. Pero kapag merong salmon and tuna, yun ang talagang una kong
Ay,
sige
grabe,
na.
abusado naman.
Huwag na nga,
yun.
sige na nga, kuha na lang tayo.
Sige nga. Minaamoy akong
Ay, don't
salmon
break.
ba yun o eel?
Eel?
Mhm.
Naku,
May
kakasabi
wasabi
ko lang,
ba yan?
don't
May
break.
wasabi?
Meron sa, it's sticking.
Oo.
Ayan.
Alam mo, gusto mo ng kutsara?
Sabi ko naman.
Smile. Actually, alam mo sa Japan, minsan isang serving ng complete meal na halos, tsaka soup. Ganun lang kasimple.
Complete
Lalo na sa
meal talaga siya.
mga off the city center. Yan lang, ganyan lang kasimple.
Kasi-
Kita mo bakit halos kukunti lang yung mga medyo malalaking...
Kasi daw, actually nabasa ko yan, even when I was away last year, sabi ko, bakit sa Paris wala din ako masyado? Kasi daw, it's always fresh, tapos whole food, basically, tapos lakad ng lakad. Kasi maganda yung transport system so
Yes.
everybody's commuting.
Same as the Japanese, no? Pero may tinatawag sila, isang sekreto dito, may kinalaman dito yung wine.
Talaga?
Kasi sabi nila, the French takes in as much fatty, yung diet nila, no? Butter, that's really fatty. Pero ang kaibahan lang, mas mababa ang heart disease because of one thing, probably, which is wine.
Okay. Sige.
Kaya ibig sabihin
Pwede
yan,
kaya natin adapt yan.
dapat
sige,
may wine tayo.
habang tinitikman mo ang ating sushi, daanan natin ang mga storya on social media. The first one is on onenews.ph. The headline reads, Sandigan calls out lawyer who used AI in pleadings.
Eh, grabe yan.
Oo.
Umami naman siya at nag-sorry siya at tinanggap na ng korte. Pero bakit siya nahuli? Kasi apparently, nagpatulang sa AI, turns out mali-mali ang mga resulta, mali yung mga docket numbers, mali yung mga, in short, anong nangyayari dito, Denise? Kasi maganda actually sa yung power ng AI to run through yung mga decisions. Ang problema, mali yung mga natukoy. Either A, nagkuripot at hindi gumamit ng premium, hindi dinouble check, kasama rin dyan, hindi dinouble check yung ang mga nahanap ng AI na sagot, pinirmahan na lang, yun. Kaya nagkahetot-hetot.
Ayun na nga Okay lang naman, wala namang masama with using AI, especially kung marami kang kailangan daanan. But again, due diligence, 'di ba? Kailangan mo rin kahit na what do you call this? Pinaiksi niya na yung kailangan mong daanan, ginawa niya ng bullet points, you still have to review, especially since nakasalalay din sa'yo because she is representing a client.
Oo.
Diba?
Buti sana kung laro-laro, may nakataya na freedom and liberty na kliyente dito at pati yung kanyang property. And dignidad niya rin. Anyway, this is where AI is supposed to shine really, no? Going through all the mountains of decisions to find yung mga similar na may mga kaso at yung mga possible na mga batas na mag-a-apply. Pero
again, double check.
ganito, hindi man porque sa surgery, may robotics na pwede tumulong sa iwan man sa kanya lahat. Double check mo. Ganun yun. Pero anong magagawa mo? Yung mga estudyante ngayon, biglang gumaling magsulat.
Kasi nga dahil sa use of AI. But speaking of the generation ng mga estudyante, ito, our next story is on the Associated Press. One headline reads, Your junk could be Gen Z's treasure. How to profit from the resurgence of Y2K fashion. Ikaw ba meron ka pa mga gamit from the year, ano ba mga to? Year early 2000s?
Kailangan mo nang pigilin yung tawa ng mga mali ang intindi sa junk. Junk. He said junk. Ayan. Early 2000 style. I'm sure ikaw ay teenager na panahon na yan, hindi ba? O hindi ka pa pinapanganak?
Early
sinungaling ka.
2000? Hindi, ano ako niyan? Nasa pa-high school ako. Oo.
Ano ang mga usong cut ng pants
Ang
noon?
naalala ko uso noon, may resurgence ng bell bottoms, the chunky heels, tapos yung mga
Baby tees.
baby tees.
At yung buhok na parang ganun.
Ano yun? Hindi, parang mga late 90s ata yun.
Oh,
Dahil
pang
kay,
rave.
kay Posh Spice. Di ba may at one point meron siyang hairstyle na parang tusok-tusok yung dito?
Rave culture, yung baggy pants and of course, influence ng Manchester era.
Oo.
So, yung ang lakas ng influence ng rave culture noon. At yung style ng buhok na parang spike na hindi mo maintindihan.
My gosh, naalala ko yung baggy jeans nang binanggit mo. Sa babae kasi dati noon, bell
Lalaki
bottom. Pero sa lalaki, yung baggy elephant jeans.
Iba pa yung elephant, iba yung baggy.
Iba pa.
Oo. Mas
Okay.
lumala na nung baggy na eh.
Grabe yung elephant jeans. Kasi I remember may mga nababalitaan ako, nagpapagawa sila. Tapos yung size per leg, parang size ng
Yung dalawang legs.
Oo.
At buong tao actually. Yung elephant na yon, talagang hindi in the room. Elephant in the legs. Pero ang point ng article ay, of course, yung mga henerasyon na hindi naabutan yon, nakakahanap sila ng fascination and romanticize sila yung nakaraan na I'm sure may sarili silang sigurong idea of what the era was all about. So, sila yung nakikinabang ngayon at yung panahon ng yung mga natira na inuukay nila kung noong 90s, 2000s, ang nauukay natin yung mga vintage na mga Levi's.
Oo. Ito, ano kaya? Baby tees, ganon?
Juicy Couture.
Ay, oo.
Ano yung sikat na Urban Decay, ano ba yun?
Yung mga
diesel.
make-up, diesel.
Naalala ko pala, mahal na maong True Religions. At may isa pa, 7 for All Mankind.
Mahal pa din yun hanggang ngayon.
Hanggang ngayon ba?
Oo.
Meron pa rin
Meron pa rin siya hanggang ngayon.
Buti pa yung Levi's, never goes out of style.
Oh, tsaka naman gandang quality naman kasi. Okay, punta tayo sa ating susunod na storya. This one on the Facebook page of the Department of Tourism, an announcement for a livelihood opportunity for citizens of the city of Manila.
Pwede kayong maging tourist guide sa Intramuros.
Teka, ano
Okay,
ba?
ang mga kinakailangan, edad 60 pataas. Opo, ano pa ba? Maliban sa 60 pataas,
Of course,
physically fit, dapat residente ng Maynila.
Pero dapat din daw kaya makipag-usap sa wikang Ingles.
Talaga?
Ayun ang sabi sa kanilang
Ay, hindi pala pwede
qualifications.
mag-guide yung
Sige.
yung mga makakausap ng... Teka, okay, so requirements, of course, may link doon. Pero ako, interesting na yung accreditation ng DOT sa iba pa manggagaling. Kasi parang license yan eh. No? Pero sana ay hindi lamang sa Intramuros. Kung di, ang Maynila ay napaka-historical. Sa halos bawat area, parts ng old, quote-unquote, the old Manila, ay may mga kwento. At sana hindi lang Intramuros.
Oo.
No?
Pero this is good to have
Yes.
a program for senior citizens dahil madami tayong nakakausap o may mga nababalitaan tayo na yung mga ibang senior citizens minsan hindi nila alam. Medyo nagugulat sila when they have to retire tapos hindi nila alam kung anong gagawin nila.
Yung aurora vacui sa kanilang aurora vacui sa kanilang buhay.
Oo.
Ito na yun.
Oo, tapos na parang biglang ano yung purpose na gagawin mo everyday kung sanay ka pumapasok everyday and then biglang wala na. When a lot of them are really fit pa to work more than the age of 65.
Oo. Pero grabe naman, Intramuros talaga. Baka si Enrile, inabot pa yan. Hindi naman, Pero ang point dito ay, sana mas ma-expand pa at hindi lang Intramuros. Anyway,
All right, we do have more stories for you right after another quick break. Afternoon Delight, we'll be right back.
August 14th, 1945.
This is a victory of more than arms alone. This is a victory of liberty over tyranny.
In Washington, President Harry Truman announces Japan's unconditional surrender, ending World War II. Weeks later, a surrender ceremony on the USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay formally concludes 6 years of fighting in Europe and the Pacific. 2003. 50 million people lose power as a huge blackout hits the northeastern United States and parts of Canada. An Ohio-based utility later receives much of the blame for the outages, which highlight the condition of North America's power grid. 1935.
Today, a hope of many years standing is in large part fulfilled.
In Washington, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signs the Social Security Act. The law provides retirement income to elderly Americans and other government benefits to this day. 1969. British troops arrive in Northern Ireland. They are sent there to intervene amid a surge in sectarian violence between Protestants and Roman Catholics. But that violence continues to flare in the troubled province until a peace process emerges decades later. 1980. During the Cold War, workers begin a strike at the Lenin shipyard in Gdansk, Poland. The job action leads to the Solidarity labor movement, the first independent union behind the Iron Curtain. Solidarity helps topple communism in Poland by the end of the decade. And 1945. Steve Martin, actor, comedian, writer, and producer, is born in Waco, Texas. Today in history, August 14th. Camille Bohannon, The Associated Press.
kapatid, nandito na nga tayo sa Sydney, Australia para sa Day 2 ng Doom Tour and we're never more ready. Ready, never more. O, di ba kasama ko pa si Thing. Talaga naman, in character na tayo kasama ng iba pa mga content creator at celebrity dito para sa Wednesday Season 2. Promotion to ng Part 2 mga kapatid. In their nevermore best ang mga misfit mula sa iba't ibang dako rin ng mundo para rito. At ito na nga ang numero 1 show ngayon sa Netflix, lalo na sa mga Gen Z. Ano pinaglalaban natin today?
Wala naman, parang ang peg ko is an outcast, pero ako yung anak ng principal.
Of course, it's Wednesday Addams, but make it fashion-inspired.
3 years man nang nakalipas mula ng first season pero nahumaling agad ang fans sa comeback ni Jenna Ortega bilang si Wednesday Addams. Nasa Australia na rin si Jenna at nag-viral agad matapos maispatan na naka-combat boots and in full leather sa Bondi Beach. Talk about unbothered. Pero bago yan, tinakot muna tayo ng slight nang panibutan nila ng Nevermore paraphernalia ang kwarto kung saan tayo naka-check-in. Ngayong araw naman magsisimula ang press conference kasama ang cast at creators ng Wednesday. Sa September 3 na po ang Part 2 ng Season 2 ng Wednesday. At eto pa, sa iba pang showbiz news, Taylor Swift is at it again. Nagpasilip siya sa kanyang upcoming brand new album na pinamagatang The Life of a Showgirl. Ano-ano kayang songs ang nandyan? Magkakaalaman sa October 3. Excited na nga talaga tayong ibigay sa inyo lahat ng latest dahil bukod sa araw na ito, 2 araw pa natin makakasama syempre ang cast at creators ng Wednesday. Kasama na rin ang mga misfit mula sa iba't ibang bahagi ng mundo.
Again, this is Afternoon Delight on One News. Thank you for staying with us. And as you can see, we have very special guests today. We have rising K-pop boy group NTX. Welcome to Afternoon.
All right, 2, 3. Livestream. Mabuhay, we are NTX.
Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Now, we do have a translator helping us behind the camera, Miss Ara. So, Miss Ara, first and foremost, gentlemen, would you like to introduce yourselves?
All right.
부탁드립니다.
Mabuhay! Ako po ang bunso, si Seungwon. Mahal ko kayo.
Ako po si Changhun. Yeah. Gusto ko po sumikat sa Philippines. Hello po, ako po si Uno. Mahal ko kayo.
Yeah. Mabuhay! Ako po si Royan.
Hello po, ako po si Sia. Pogi ako.
Yes!
Mabuhay! Ako po si Yunhyo. I'm leader of NTX. Pangnapak.
Pak na pak, okay.
Mabuhay! Ako po si Hoju. Maraming salamat po.
Salamat po.
Kamusta po kayo? Ako po si Hongjin. Bongga.
Bongga! wait, I want to see the note. Can you
뭐
show?
썼는지 보여주세요.
What did you say?
Ako po si Changhun. Gusto ko po sumikat sa Philippines.
Gusto sumikat sa Philippines. All right. Okay, I want to know because you just released your second special album named Overtrack and the music video rather for Over and Over. Tell us about this album.
저희 NTX 2집 앨범 Over and Over에 대해서 설명 좀 부탁드립니다.
Our song Over and Over is made by Roshan, our producer. This song is like, I'm gonna avoid this boring day. No one can stop us. Yeah, we're gonna do literally what we wanted to do. Kind of like this song.
And what makes this album different from your previous work? What makes everything so special?
이 앨범이 전에 NTX가 했던 앨범과 뭐가 이렇게 특별하고 차이점이 무엇인지 궁금합니다.
일단 그동안은 저희 NTX가 퍼포먼스적으로 좀 이렇게 칼군무적인 모습을 많이 보여드렸으면은 이번에는 좀 공연에서 같이 뛰어놀 수 있는 노래를 만들었다 보니까 더 이렇게 많은 관심을 받은 것 같습니다.
Our previous songs were mostly for a group choreography, like, a very strict performance based. However, for this album, we basically made songs that we can interact with our fans and have more like a fun time on stage.
Well, speaking of interacting with your fans, you do have, or you will be holding a mall show in the Philippines. Where would that be? What are you most excited about? Meeting the Filipino fans?
이제 5월 저희 이제 곧 필리핀 팬분들과 만날 수 있는 공연을 하신다고 들었는데 그거에 대해서 필리핀 팬분들을 좀 초대해 주세요. 소감이 어떠신지 필리핀 팬분들 만난다는 게.
일단 저희가 처음으로 필리핀에 오게 되는데요. 필리핀 팬분들을 이제 처음 만날 생각에 정말 설레고 또 저희가 라이브 퍼포먼스를 이제 잘하는데 이제 그런 모습도 많이 보여드리고 싶습니다.
It's our first time to be in the Philippines. We're very excited because we really love doing on stage, doing live performances is one of our strengths. So meeting our Filipino fans is something that we've been very excited for.
Do you have time to visit maybe some of our beautiful destinations here? The Philippines is known for our beaches.
필리핀이 아주 이쁜 곳으로 유명한데 그렇게 다른 곳을 가볼 시간이 있으실까요?
Not yet.
Not
A lot of
yet.
schedules. Really want it.
But you've heard of beautiful places like Palawan,
필리핀에서
Boracay,
유명한 곳 들어보신 적 있으신가요? 뭐 팔라완,
Cebu?
Cebu, yes.
세부.
I remember the youngest
Bohol?
member
Boracay.
visited there, Cebu.
Cebu?
Yeah, before.
How was it?
어땠어요?
Oh, beautiful.
Do you know any Tagalog words right
타갈로그
now?
단어 아시는 단어
Mahal
있으신가요?
ko kayo.
Mahal ko. Ayan, mahal ko kayo.
Maganda.
Ay, thank you.
Bongga.
How do I say? Kasamida.
Salamat po.
Kita Kits, right. The mall show again will be when?
저희 그 몰 공연하는 것에 대해서 초대해 주세요. 16일.
Yeah, August 16th, Robinson Galleria Mall. Stay tuned. Come here.
Yeah.
Okay,
4시에 있습니다.
4 p.m.
4 p.m. Okay. Okay, lastly, sorry, 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Robinson's Ortigas Mall.
Robinson's Ortigas
It
Mall.
will be their first mall tour on August 16,
August
Saturday.
16. So we're all excited for that. So, do you have any message for your Filipino fans?
필리핀 팬분들 엔티플에게 하고 싶은 메시지 부탁드려요.
네, 우선 저희가 이렇게 처음으로 필리핀에 오게 됐는데 정말 너무 영광이고 이렇게 필리핀의 엔티플도 만날 수 있어서 정말 기쁘고 행복합니다. 우리
It's an honor to be
만나요.
in the Philippines. It's our first time to be here. We're very happy and excited to finally meet our Filipino fans. See you soon.
See you
Okay.
soon.
See you soon.
Okay,
That was his message.
last but not the least, Korean food is actually very, very popular here in the Philippines. Do you have any recommendations? Maybe one by one, if you can?
저희 한국 음식이 지금 필리핀에 열풍을 일으키고 있는데 한 분 한 분씩 추천해주고 싶은 한국 음식이 있으실까요?
오케이. 저는 비빔면을 추천드리고 싶어요.
I want to recommend bibimbap, which is like noodles that's like spicy noodles but cold.
Oh, I've heard about that.
I will recommend pork belly, 삼겹살 추천합니다.
Yeah.
Very popular here.
저는 김치.
Kimchi, okay. Good for your gut. Good for your tummy.
소화에 좋은 장의
Yeah. 떡볶이. It's crazy.
rice cakes.
Okay.
저는 김밥.
Kimbap. Like the roll.
Yeah,
Yeah, the roll, okay.
I'd like to say 국밥.
What's 국밥?
국밥이 뭔가요?
A stew, like pork in 뭐라 하면 I can explain exactly.
Like a stew?
Yeah, stew.
Spicy.
It's popular in Busan.
And 저는 닭강정.
닭강정, which is like chicken fillet but fried.
Oh, that sounds good.
Like
Okay.
crunchy chicken.
I recommend 간장게장.
Oh,
That's soy fermented crab.
fermented crab. Is it the raw one?
생인가요?
네.
Yes.
And have you tried Filipino food yet?
필리핀 음식 드셔보셨나요?
Lechon.
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 Mango.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Mango shake.
Mango shake.
Two
Yeah.
thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
What about, we always ask this to any visitors, have you tried balut?
발룻 드셔보셨나요?
What's balut?
No.
Not yet.
not yet.
Not yet, but
We'd like to eat it. We'd like to eat. Yeah.
You'd like to try it?
Yeah.
Please upload a video if ever you do, okay? And I'm sure
드시게 되면 꼭 비디오로 영상 찍어주세요.
yeah, the Filipino fans would love it.
필리핀 팬분들이 너무 좋아할 것 같아요.
All right. Okay? Yeah, to end this interview, maybe we can do 1, 2, 3, mahal ko kayo
Mahal
to
ko
our fans.
kayo.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Mahal ko kayo.
Again, thank you very much to the gentlemen of the rising K-pop boy group NCX. On behalf of my partner, Lourdes de Vera, my name is Denise Stan. That will have to do it for us this Thursday, August 14. Thank you for watching Afternoon Delight. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you.